2 weeks ago, my husband and I were working on cleaning out the garage and I fell. I slipped on a stack of cardboard boxes that I was working on breaking down and I broke both my wrists. It's the middle of June, so this was the beginning of June, and being a lover of gardening, that was really hard for me to know that half of my summer would be spent in casts, that I wouldn't be able to use my hands, I wouldn't be able to get them wet, and so as you can imagine, gardening is going to be a challenge for me this year. So I'm going to show you what I'm able to do now and how I'm able to do it, and if any of you should happen to be in a similar situation, I hope you're not, but here's how I would do it. So first of all, and most importantly, is just accepting help. Within my first week of having my accident, I had so much help. My son, he's 18, and his girlfriend came out in the first couple of days, and they put up this white bean trellis you can kind of see back there. That was one of the things I hadn't finished doing yet this season, so they did that, and she also helped me transplant a sunflower plant that had been growing and helped me start a bunch of seeds that I wanted to get started for herbs this year. And then my husband was out here with the fertilizer, and I showed him how to fertilize all the plants for me, and so we've done a round of that. And then my mom came to town. She lives about 3.5 to 4 hours away, and we spent an afternoon out here pruning tomatoes, and she was great. She just listened, and I showed her, you know, this branch, not that branch, and you know, she just pruned exactly what I needed pruning, and so I've had a lot of help, and it's been really great. It's been 2 weeks. I'm just now at the end of this first or second week, just now starting to get a little bit more use out of my hands. I am working again. I work from home on my computer full-time, so all of this is just spare time work, and it's been really hard, but I snuck out one day to try to do some things, and one thing I found that I couldn't do was to tie my tomatoes up. Just pulling the string was too much. I just don't have the muscle. It's painful to do, so I wasn't able to tie. Another thing that I wasn't able to do right away was just squeeze the pruners. So I use this type of pruner. I really like the sharp tips on it, but I've had this one for a couple years, and I wasn't able to do this squeezing at first. So I actually went out and bought a new pruner just like this. I think that one was a Fiskars though. I'll have to look. But just having that new pruner and having the nice sharp blades on there really helped, and I was able to start doing a little bit of pruning. The other thing that I did was, you know, previously I had purchased some, you know, the vinyl tie tape, and that was too hard for me to pull and tie, and so I picked up some of this this Velcro, and I wouldn't normally use this because there are so many less expensive options, but in this case it's been awesome, and I will definitely use this again even when I don't have broken hands, because I only have to use a little bit, and then all you have to do is, it's got this kind of felty material on the back, and then, you know, it's like kind of Velcro hook and loop material on the front, and you just wrap it around the plant and stick it together, and it holds really well. And I like it because it's a wider than, say, a string or twine or something like that. I find that those type of things are just too too thin, and they just cut into the plant. So these Velcro tie tapes are awesome, and I will definitely buy them again. And then the final point is that I'll make is that I took, so this wrap here is actually just extra Ace bandage, and it's not really the fabric type. It's got kind of grippy rubber on the back, and then this sort of Velcro holder. Let's see if I can show you on this side. Yeah, this kind of Velcro strip to hold it on. And this is actually disposable, but I think I'm going to reuse them. And just when I come out here, I'm going to wrap the hand part of my casts in this tape, because you know, when you're out here in the garden, you get pretty dirty. So this is all stained green here. Not too bad, but it will be. I'm going to have these casts on for at least 6 weeks, and so I don't want them to be really gross. So to protect these from getting dirty, let me look at my hands. To protect them from getting dirty, I put these on, and I'll just take them off when I'm not working in the garden, and I'll put them on. They were easy enough to do that I was able to do that by myself. I guess there aren't a lot of things I can do by myself, but this I was able to do. It was kind of difficult to get it on tight, but I'm only 2 weeks. I've only been healing for 2 weeks, and so it'll get easier as I go. So those are the things I'm able to do now. I'm able to pull out a few weeds. Anything that requires a little bit of muscle in my hands, I can't do yet. I can't really lift much. Opening the garden gate was something I couldn't do for the first probably week and a half. I definitely can't move any dirt or anything like that. And so, like I said before, it's important to just accept help, which is hard because it's my hobby, is what I like to do. And do is the key word. I want to do it. So it's been rough, but I'm slowly learning a few tricks so that I can be able to do some of it myself. There's one other thing that I want to share with you, and we'll go in the house really quick to show you that. So the final thing is this. I actually have already purchased a shower sleeve from just the local Walgreens store, but it's really thick and bulky, and I wanted something that I could put on myself and use out in the garden. So I ordered this off of Amazon. It's just adult cast covers for the shower. It was $11 and some cents, and there's 3 in here. And unlike what I bought at Walgreens, it's so much more flexible and light, and it's got a thumb in it, so that I can hold a trigger on the planter, and then the opening is going to be much easier to use. Now I don't think I'd want this actually for the shower, because I just don't think it's going to be that shower tight, but this will be actually I think awesome for just covering up my casts, so that I can do some watering myself instead of depending on somebody else to help me. So I can let you know how this goes, but I have high hopes that it's going to be very helpful. And meantime, I've got 4 more weeks of limited use of my hands as a gardener, and you know, we're gonna take it one step at a time, and then by canning season, I'll be all ready to go, and hopefully back to normal. So thanks everybody. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy gardening.